Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jesper Offersen, and today we are looking at yet another sheet mask. And today we are looking at the one from Garnier, Skin Active, and it's the Hyaluron Shot. So is there something special to say about this? I would say kind of like, when you look at the ingredients list, it's kind of like straightforward. This is just a mask with hyaluronic acid in it. And then again, as there usually are in these face masks, there are glycerin, because glycerin is an old-fashioned, well-tested humectant, and that will give you a lot of moisture to your skin. But I find that it will also leave your skin a little bit sticky. So the longer you have it on, if you use it and then you put your moisturizer on it and then you just go out for the day, you will find that during that day your skin will become a bit more sticky, like you have some kind of sugar water on your face that kind of like draws in water. And I think that's a different feel that what you would get from hyaluronic acid on its own. But they always usually put glycerin in these kind of products as the second or third ingredient, because they know that that will give you the experience of really well hydrated skin. Now, another thing to say about this product here is that yes, it is the one that you are mixing it fresh, and I would say they have the other product as well, which is the vitamin C shot, and I have spoken about that, and you can see that in a video up here. So in that sense, it would make sense to mix the vitamin C freshly, if it is freshly. Well, you can see the video and see what I have to say about that. So another thing in here is there is something called ALGIN. So ALGIN is also called alginic acid, and alginic acid is a polysaccharide, so that is also a carbohydrate. So it's a molecule that consists of a long string of minor sugar molecules, and it comes from the cell walls of algae. And if you have heard about creams with algae extract in them before, then I think that you are thinking about crème de la mer, because crème de la mer, they have this sea broth, or this algae broth, which is a miracle broth, as they call it. And as I understand it, the main ingredient there is coming from the algae kelp. And what is in this one here is then the same. So you get a, I would say, a budget or friendly, financially friendly alternative to Crème de la Mer's products in this one here. So what can we do? Well, we will leave it on for about, I think it's 15 minutes. It doesn't really say, does it? It doesn't really say, blah blah blah. Obviously it will say at the back that you leave it on for 15 minutes, and it says that in the commercial as well. So there are some things that are a little bit interesting, because it happens to be so that it says in English what this mask does. It says up here, and it says in Nordic down here, and there is a little difference, because they tell you a little bit more in the Nordic language version, and there they say something interesting like this is formulated blah blah blah, gives a nice and intense feeling. The product gives an effective transfer to the skin and contains 3 times more moisture-giving ingredients of botanic origin. But 3 times more, like 3 times more than what? It doesn't really say, but it just says, because then there is a little number, and that number says down here, based on the concentration of glycerin. So, but it doesn't, again, it doesn't say why is it 3 times better than something else, better than what else? Pure water or what? It doesn't really say anything like that. I just found that was a little bit interesting, that it gives you more information in the Nordic language than it does in the English language, because it doesn't say that in the English version. So yeah, what else is there to say about it? Yeah, there is to say that when you get this sort of gel-like substance when you mix it, because at the moment it is a bit watery, not completely watery, but kind of like. So what happens when you mix it is that it becomes a little bit more gel-like, and the reason for that is the ALGIN. So when it mixes with the ALGIN, that the alginic acid will make this more into a gel-like substance. Now it says ALGIN at the back, and that is usually the name for alginic acid, but I think that maybe this is an alginate, so it's like the salt of the acid. That usually is what is used, but it doesn't say, it just says ALGIN, and therefore we must assume that it is a alginic acid. So this product here, you have to mix, and they have made this thing where you have these lines going down there, and then you have to fold it. So you kind of like fold it like that, and then you fold it like that. So kind of like you get this sausage effect. And then, as they show in the commercial, you can see the bottle on the outside here, and you just squeeze it like that. And it's obviously much easier to do it the other way around. So, whoops, you squeeze it down like that, and then you just make sure that the whole fabric or the sheet mask is well covered in this gel-like substance. And what I remember from the vitamin C shot, which is the same sort of thing, there is a lot of product in this, and I mean, what you do, you just use the product on your face afterwards. So one thing is that with the vitamin C version, I would not keep it for the next day, but for this one here, I don't see a reason why not to keep it in the fridge overnight if you wanted to give yourself some of this serum on your face the next day and the day after. Obviously you don't keep the mask itself, but you just keep the remains of the product in the fridge, and you can use it for a couple of days because there is quite a lot in here. So before I open it, I will just quickly wash my face. I don't really have much sort of makeup on today. I just have a little bit of powder. So you just quickly take that off. And then if you use, it's a good thing to use lukewarm water, or I mean obviously not too hot water. So you just use a little bit of warm water, and then you are moistening your skin before you use the product, because that way the product you will help the product sink further into your skin, or it will sink better into your skin that way. So this is just one of these microfiber cloth that I always use, and it is just used with water. And as I said, I don't have any sort of thick layer of makeup on. I only had a little bit of highlighter and a bit of setting powder. So like that. And now we are opening this one here without making too much of a splash. I think this is completely much easier. Like that. And then we open it. And maybe I should only have opened this side here, because there was no need to open this side here. Like that. And we just leave it upright so we don't lose any of the product. And with the vitamin C mask, I found that it was a little bit tricky to open it, and also a little bit tricky to having it fit just on the upper lip. It tended to go around itself. So yeah, the mask looked like this, and we'll put it on, and we will be back in 15 minutes. So yes, this is just a standard sheet mask, and as always, the hole seems to be a little bit small, and the nose never really fit, and yeah, but I guess that's just how it is. Okay, this worked okay this time, but the vitamin C one I had quite some difficulties with, maybe because I had a bit more stubbles going on that day. So yeah, right, yeah, and why not put some of the stuff on your lips, but don't eat it. Okay, we will be back in 15 minutes and see how it went. Okay, and we are back, and 15 minutes have now passed, or has passed, and we're gonna take it off. Well, like that. And now we can start to massage the stuff in, and this is sliding quite a lot. So this is a good time to give a massage, and what I always say when you've used a mask, massage your face, and you can always add a little bit more because there's plenty of the stuff in here. So as long as your fingers are able to glide over your face, you give a little bit of massage, and always like up and outwards, and don't put pressure when you go down. And when you are in here, you can just massage a little bit to get rid of the blue stuff in here, so you get more of circulation going on, but not overdoing it. So yeah, like that. Now this is kind of like starting to get rigid, and it feels nice. I have tried this mask before, so I knew kind of like what I would get, and as such, I have nothing to say against the mask. I think it's a good, nice basic mask in order to bring some moisture to your skin, and having this algae thing, or this ALGIN in it, as you would find in the La Mer creams as well. So that is the broth of this kelp algae. So there will be some minerals in that stuff and so on. Yeah, feels nice, and I think this is kind of like a budget version of the La Mer sheet masks. I think it's a very stripped back version of the La Mer masks, which are they're not cheap. I think it was 6 masks for £200. Yeah, well, I think this is a good budget one. I think it was £3.90 or something like that. So yeah, I will not go on and put all this extra stuff on now, but there is a gentle a good amount in here. You can see it in here. So there is quite a good amount, and I will put that in the fridge, and I will have it for tomorrow and the day after. And then I wouldn't really keep it any longer. Yeah. So what I will do before my face starts to get completely dried up, I will add my moisturizer, and that is the one I always use, and that is the one from Ambriolis. That is the Crème Latte Fluid, or Latte Crème Fluid is called. Yeah, and something else to say is about the hyaluronic acid in this product, and that is the sodium hyaluronate, and that is the one they always use, but they don't say anything if it's the high molecular weight one or if it's the low molecular weight one, and I don't think it makes much of a difference if it's one or the other. You might be told that the low molecular weight one will penetrate your skin completely and all that sort of thing, but that's not true, because it will still be way bigger than 500 Dalton, and if something is bigger than 500 Dalton, it cannot penetrate your skin, and that's just the end of the story. So yeah, I would recommend this kind of mask if you just are in for plumping up your skin a little bit, giving it some kind of moisture, and yeah, be nice to the skin. But it's not something I would say this will set me up for the next month or something like that. It's just, it's nice to do, and it gives you a little bit of extra moisture in your skin, and it plumps up a little bit, and it makes your skin looks maybe a little bit more even colored, though there are no vitamin C in it or anything like that as an active ingredient. It just gives moisture to the skin, and that will automatically give your skin a look of less redness if your reason for being red in the face is that your skin is dry. But yeah, but always use something that will lock in the moisture afterwards. And what I find is a good cream to use is, as I say, the Latte Crème Fluid, or you can use the Latte Crème Concentré, which is the famous cream of this one, because this is a more lighter version, but the other one is a bit more fat, and you can use that if you use this in the evening. I would recommend taking the fat cream and put that on your face and then go to bed, but don't use the fat one during the day because it's rather greasy. So yeah, do I like the product? Yes, I do. And will I buy it another time? Maybe. If I don't find something better, I would buy it again. Yeah, so something else I just want to show you, and that is that I will be making more videos about face mask, and I have this one here that you maybe have heard of, and it's from Hollywood Gold, 24 karat gold. And yes, it is very expensive, but someone was very kind enough to give it to me. Not sponsored or anything, it was a Christmas present. So yeah, they look like this inside. Gold mask, and there are 12 of them. And I will make a video and tell you about it, how it works, but I need to have some answers from the company that makes this product first, and when I have those answers, I will make the video, and if I don't get the answers, I will make a video anyway and say that they would not answer me, but obviously, hopefully they will. So I will call them on Monday. So long, and if you like this sort of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell, and do all those things you must do in order to be notified when I upload more of this sort of videos. And please let me know if there is something you want me to try out or test or anything like that. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye.